Hello and welcome, my fellow operatives. My name is the Nemesis James Taylor, and you are, yes, Chapter 8 of the Nemesis Sessions. My guest today, he is the advocate for the TBW World's Heavyweight Champion. He's a jackass himself. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Triple J. Triple J, welcome to the show. Thank you for taking the time. I know we had to fly you out here to join me on this podcast. How are you this afternoon, this evening, whatever you want to call it, whatever time zone you're in, jackass?
I'm doing fantastic, and I have good news. I told COVID to shove a razor blade up his ass. I beat COVID twice, so I don't have to worry about that shit anymore.
Well, there you go. I'll be hot damn. And it looks like Atomic Titan decided to say that he is here. I understand that.
So see, he did get fired from his FedEx job. Congratulations. Welcome to unemployment. Go leech off the government some more, you bum.
Fired from the.
You know, buddy, you're supposed to deliver the packages, not take them.
So I could, from what it sounds like, you don't really like Mr. Atomic Titan. I'd really like to know why.
The man's had more heel and face turns than I've ever seen. Wants to talk about being there for the TBW universe, but hey, once you
can't
hold a
hear
knife.
you.
Oh, hold on. Can you hear me
Hold
now?
on. Look down at your camera again. I got an idea. Hang on. Edit your mic. Let's remove from your stream. And now let's bring them back. Add to the stream. All right, can you hear us yet?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. All right, go ahead and say what you were saying.
Okay, so Mr. Atomic Titan is a polarizing piece of shit.
Oh, man.
All I have to really say about Atomic Titan is once you stab somebody in the back, you should know how the knife feels in your hand, huh, buddy? He's a 7-time has-been champion. Wants to parade himself as being the best. Yeah, you're the best at being a piece of utter garbage. Get in the back of the line like everybody else. You all fall to the almighty alpha.
He said he can hear the jackass just fine.
And won't you come talk to me, buddy, when you can actually win a championship this season? Oh, wait, you've already choked and failed several times.
Oh,
I need to get his putrid stench away from me. I got to probably wear this mask because I can feel the aroma of mediocrity just lying before him.
there it is. There it is. Oh, my God. So let me start off. Let's start this off by asking you what brought Triple J to Tennessee Backyard Wrestling? How did you discover it? And then what brought you to the table and being the advocate for the Alpha Daniel Cole?
A Gold Rush tournament.
The
I
goal-
saw a bevy of prime, pristine, beautiful money bags that I could just milk. And I looked at Gage, and well, Nature Boy is all right, but I feel like he's starting to get close to his expiration date. Leisure.
Oh, you broke up. Are you still there? Ladies and gentlemen, I think we lost him. We got technical difficulties. Looks like Mr. Triple J is out of action. We'll have to wait for him to come back. So what it looks like he was saying was that he came to TBW for the Gold Rush tournament, and he was looking at some of the talent backstage. So it makes me wonder, why Daniel Cole? What made him choose Daniel Cole? Hopefully we can ask him that whenever he comes back, if he comes back. Yeah, there we go. It says, there he is. There he is.
I make a few offhanded comments about, speaking of which, we need to talk about that controversy. Make a few offhanded comments about, Santa not being real in the military. Next thing you know, I got people coming after my internet. Fantastic. Go F yourself.
That's what it is. That's what it is. You got your Wi-Fi connected by any chance?
Yes, I have the toaster ready.
There you go.
But back to what I was saying. I saw plenty of opportune, pristine athletes. I saw, Gage Flair, like I said, expiration date, a little 50-50 on that. Ledger does not deserve to be anywhere near the world title scene. That man is a psychopath and should not have won the Raging Rumble. You can thank Atomic Titan, disappointment 2021. But I saw the Alpha. I saw a rare specimen of speed and power and a submission specialist that reminds me of a certain gold medalist. As soon as I saw his matches, I knew I had to get my hands on him. And well, hey, money talks. So
Money talk.
several six-figure digits later, I got the Alpha.
So who signed that contract for you?
Well, I had a couple of my good attorneys and lawyers sign that contract, wrote up something nice. The man gets paid handsomely to appear on TBW.
Okay.
And trust me, it's a handsome amount. I don't skimp on talent.
I got you. I got you. Well, speaking of you talking, Atomic Titan saying James Taylor asked Triple J, how does it feel come season finale when he gets his ass kicked by Cooper?
That's funny. You're talking about something that's not going to happen. I don't think about the impossible. I think about the possible. And the possibility is once I'm done beating his ass, I'm coming for you next, buddy. I'll send your midget ass back to FedEx begging and pleading for your job.
Oh my God. But that man is a 7-time world heavyweight champion. What makes you think that he works for FedEx? Is it the purple? Purple.
The guy looks like a discount Paul Simon is all I'm going to say. And if you want to bring up the championship, doesn't that mean he's a 7-time loser in world title matches? Not a very good track record, if you ask me.
Well, I mean, I hate to tell you how many times I've been the world's heavyweight champion because I'm just curious what you'd have to say. But we won't get into that, Triple J. Honestly, and honest to God, this is actually the very first meeting between myself, the Nemesis James Taylor, and you, Triple J. So that being said, I'd hate to. You know what? Do you have any opinions, or have you even heard of me?
I've seen your work, and I must say, I am impressed.
Well, I mean, I need
But
an opinion, but go ahead.
I have some unfortunate news. You're no alpha. You're
No,
not a pure, raw specimen like him.
trust me when I say, Triple J, that nobody would ever confuse me for an alpha Daniel Cole. Now, that's another subject that might be future rivalry. We don't know. Hopefully, it won't come to that because the last thing you guys want to do is get my attention. Well, this isn't about me, though. This is about you. This is your show. This is you. This is about you, Mr. Triple J. And out of respect, I'm going to ask you the good questions, and I'm going to keep you on track. Don't worry about Mr. FedEx guy, but we got another guy. Jose came in. He wants to know, what's your favorite brand, AAA? Impact,
Oh,
WWE, AEW, or
you
Japan?
are making this too easy. It's obviously all elite wrestling, the best tag team scene in wrestling, and actually very good long term. You actually care for your fans. Adam Page being one of my favorite wrestlers, but he ain't no Kenny Omega, is all I'm going to say.
Enough said.
I'd say Impact is doing a lot of good stuff right now, especially when I saw recently with Ring of Honor coming in and getting involved. That seems like a pretty good potential long term storyline there.
Nice, nice. When you said you came around Summer Bash and you picked out the Alpha Daniel Cole, did you do any homework on Tennessee Backyard Wrestling before you actually walked through the doors of the company? Did you watch it? Were you a fan? Did you subscribe to the channel? Did you tell your friends? Anything like that?
I watched a pretty good amount. I started watching back in 2019, 2020. I
Okay.
got a little bit of research in. And then, I considered it and it's like, there's just not that it factor there. And then the Alpha shows up. And then I swear on all that is heaven above, I was this close to busting a fat one after seeing what he can do in the ring. That man is a gift from the gods themselves. He's a generational talent. And I had to snag him up, and I did. And look, he's world champion.
A lot of people want to say that he's kind of he's very green, and he's just really lucky to be in the right place at the right time, and he's got a lot of lessons learned. Yes, he's won the world's heavyweight championship, but in a lot of people's eyes, especially in the locker room, he's just going to be a transitional champion. Your thoughts?
I like to see anybody in that locker room. Who's going to take the title off of him? Gage? He's on death row. Ledger? That man will probably stumble over his own feet before he gets a world title.
But
Titan?
he went through 19 men in the Rumble and came out the victor. And he was not only that, he was the Iron Man of the Rumble. He lasted the longest. He was in at number 4 and threw 19 pieces of trash over the top rope.
And I'll give him credit. For once he actually showed a little bit of this one thing he's never had, relevancy. He's relevant for the first time in Lord knows how long. The man has had chances at being at the mountaintop, to being at top of Mount Everest. But what has he done? He's coming up a loser. Tennessee State Classic champion. Goes to cash in the season finale. Gets beat by Little Mike. That's sad.
Speaking of Little Mike randomly coming in saying Roman Reigns, Okada, then Kenny Omega.
Oh, come on. Kenny Omega wrestled a blow-up doll and put out a 4.5-star match. Roman Reigns had to be hard carried for most of his career, and now he's suddenly a big deal.
Here's a question. This is because speaking of Little Mike, the Alpha Daniel Cole versus the returning Little Mike, who's a former world champion himself. What do you think would be the outcome of that match? Do you think it'd be a great match, or would it be a squash match for either guy?
I'd say it'd be a pretty good match, but it just depends on the stipulation. Little Mike being a former Bloodsport champion, you got to take in the hardcore account. So if it was a street fight, I will give Little Mike his due. That man can go when pushed to the edge. But he's just no alpha. And he'll just come up a little bit short.
Just a little bit short. A little bit short would definitely be interesting. That's one thing. But if we were to go on predictions for season finale 5, Little Mike or Atomic Titan, or one of my buddies in the UK calls him Atomic Dwarf, who do you got in that match?
It's easy. It's Little Mike. The man's coming back with a vengeance. I've never seen a more bloodthirsty, more blood hungry man, than me.
Okay. That's fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough.
I just have to say this. I don't think Atomic Titan has that killer instinct, that hunter mentality. He's more prey than predator.
Jose randomly coming in saying Johnny Knoxville will win the Royal Rumble.
Oh, get out of here. Nobody gives a shit about what Titan Towers has to think.
He also said,
about this for a second. A precious spot is being handed to Knoxville.
He said, what's your thoughts on the WWE open door to other brands like Mickey James, Royal Rumble, and who do you think will join?
Well, when it comes to Impact being open there, I'm just going to call it's WWE. Their agenda is simple. She's going to get thrown out in like 20 seconds.
You think so?
Unfortunately, but yeah, WWE doesn't like to play ball with anybody. And if they do, they're just going to use it to further their own agenda.
Oh, okay. Okay. Can you hear me still?
Yes, sir, I can. And who else do I think could possibly? From Impact, I could possibly see Moose coming in at number 27 or 28, but it'll be the same thing. Doesn't really do much. Gets thrown out quickly. I don't know. Maybe WWE's turned over a new leaf, and I'm just dreaming over here.
We never know. We'll definitely find out for that. So I'm going to take you back real quick, a little bit back in history, because right now, over the past few months, you and Mr. Russell Cooper have had a little bit of some altercations. And one thing I think that has set you over the bar with him is this one little segment I want to show you real quick.
Did he just decide to be petty to Mr. Triple J? Well, he's the commish. He's going in. Whoa. We got an official count on that. We'll get back to you on the official count on that. We're going to get our fact check.
It's fine. It's fine. I have paperwork to do in the back.
It says you have paperwork to do. What was that?
Wow. What did you think? Obviously, he stole your spot. And I remember you saying that you felt robbed on that. Not only did he steal your spot, though, he came in, but then he crossed paths with me and I threw him out in less than 2 seconds. Did that kind of make you happy? Was it kind of like revenge because he stole the spot from you, but I was there to stop his, victory?
I appreciate you throwing them out quickly, but it still irks me to the fact that a man in management takes a wrestler's spot. He's going to get what's coming to him in season finale. That piece of shit took a chance from me. I could have won the damn thing for all we know. I could have thrown over Ledger, definitely would have thrown over Cover Titan, and that wild wildebeest Hogzilla. Yeah. It could have been me and the Alpha at season finale. Oh, that would have been beautiful.
Would you have just laid down? Would you have just laid down for the Alpha and let him retain his title at season finale, or would you have actually went toe to toe with your client?
I love him to death, but I'm a showman and also a businessman, so it wouldn't be that easy. I'd make him work for it. You don't get free meals in this country.
Let's fast forward a week after the Rumble. This confrontation happened, and I want to know what was going through your mind. If it'll show it. There it is.
I don't think they know, do they?
Oh, you mean how I punched you in the Rumble?
By taking my spot, my opportunity, and you fucked me over at the 11th hour. What did you do with that? 2 seconds. Baby.
2 seconds. Remember that, kid.
2 seconds.
By the way, let me ask, how's it feel knowing you wasted a valuable spot that could have actually went to somebody that could have won the damn thing?
God, that was
gorgeous. You look like a damn fool in front of the world to see.
How does it feel knowing that you got outplayed with me not even really having to lift a finger? All I had to do to punish your stupid ass was to pop into the Rumble in your place and leave. Oh, don't you dare, young man. After all, I can strip your client of the title tonight. You ain't got shit!
Like, the man literally, I have never seen ratings and viewership tank harder than when he was stepping into the Rumble. And thank God you threw him out, because if he would have lasted even longer than that, I felt like I was going to go to the hospital from induced vomiting. Sickening and a sad disgrace to the sport.
He told me on the podcast the other day when he was here that he did that just to get at you, to rub it down your throat, basically say that he was the better man and he wasn't going to let you or anybody take that main event spot. And he had no problem that I threw him out. It just happened to happen, but it was more of a, in his words, an FU to you, Triple J. So I'm wondering your response on that.
My response is simple. It's real simple. Step 1, I'm going to see his ass in season finale. Step 2, I'm going to choke him out and leave him a bloody carcass. Step 3, I'm going to be the new commissioner, and I'm making sure his ass is whitewashed from history.
Man. Dang. That means...
By the way, off topic real quick, but yeah, buy my merch.
Way to...
The only merch you'll ever need.
Way to throw it in. Oh, and it looks like your client has graced us with his presence. Daniel Cole comes in and says, all these bums keep trying us and we keep winning. I'm the best to ever do it and have the best advocate in the game. Bow down to the kings, he says.
And he's not wrong. The man has shown nothing but class, athleticism, and the proper etiquette of a world champion. Now let's go back onto that world champion and to Ledger, something he's been dreaming of ever since he was a kid. Let me bring him down to reality with this simple statement. Boys don't get to live in a man's world, and he'll see that in season finale.
So, when you get to season finale, this is going to be for you. When you get to season finale and you go one-on-one finally with Russell Cooper, what are you going to do to him?
It's simple. The man prides himself on stealing other finishers. I mean, coming up with a creative offense. I'm going to target the legs first and foremost. Limit his mobility. Prevent him from doing anything finesse. Make him work because he doesn't know what that means. Because he's just like every other damn lazy millennial, a lazy bum who lucked himself into a job in management and is abusing it thoroughly, aka fucking me over.
Oh man. Apache Wrestling comes in and says Triple J, the best advocate in backyard wrestling, and his client, the powerful Alpha Cole. Cole backs up his mouth. Looks like you got a fan in here.
And I thank you for it, good sir. I'll send you a check your way. I have $1 million mouth and I can cash my check.
There it is. There it is.
Atomic Titan, who is still not fucking paid.
Atomic Titan.
You know, for once I'll agree with you there, buddy.
Yeah, he says Ledger will probably fall into darkness again. My goodness. Let's look at one more segment that happened pretty recently.
Your number one contender spot for him is stripped.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Yep.
Listen there,
So
big
you
boy.
two had better dance.
Tell
like
me
the
what
good
you
little
were thinking
clowns you
when
are.
this happened and he put his hands on you.
Hey, you want that number one?
You know what?
Anything
You know what?
else?
Do it. Do it. I dare you. I'm right here, baby.
You do anything to
I'm
him.
right here, honey.
You'll never see the world title again.
I'm right here, honey.
Just like you won't after next Sunday.
So, uh-oh. Are you still there or did we lose you? I think we lost him, ladies and germs. Dang it. From what it looks like, we lost him for a second. He's going to have to get his connection back. Let's see. Uh-oh, wait, there he is. There he is. Boom, add to stream. Boom, there he is.
Now, before I was rudely interrupted by some hackers that clearly get a hard-on from ruining other people's lives, that's my job, buddy. I will agree with Mr. Titan. The man is a chaotic little boy who can't keep control of his little temper. The man wanted to blow his opportunity at being a main event superstar for once in his life. Probably was going to doom to fail again. And he wanted to cash in on the very next episode of Rampage, and look what happened. He loses. So instead of doing the smart thing and booking a proper main event between a rematch between the Nature Boy and the Alpha, Cooper just gives him another fucking shot.
Well, Backyard Championship Wrestling came up, and they're saying, do you feel like Daniel Cole is taking a back seat on this match, as so far it seems to be a Gage Flair and Ledger event?
Back seat. Let me give you a little reality check on how wrestling works.
Oh, I think we lost him again. Daniel, Lord have mercy. Lord, I think Triple J, he keeps getting hacked, he says. So let's see what happens. Hopefully he can come back. If I was to answer that, do you feel like Daniel Cole is taking a backseat on this match as so far it seems to be a Gage Flair Ledger event? You know, honestly, in my personal opinion, I believe that it is more of a Gage Flair Ledger event. That's just coming from James Taylor himself. You see, as far as Daniel Cole, he is the champion, but I think since he won that, he's taken that success and he's kind of on cloud nine and has no idea what he's doing or no idea where he's going. So he's just waiting for the opportunity. That's my opinion. But now that Mr. Triple J is back, maybe he can actually officially answer the question and not get hacked this time.
So, to answer Mr. BCW's question, when you're the world champ in a promotion, whether it's small time, big time, you are the focal point. That's just it. Like, you are the reason why people come to watch the show. Do you go to All Elite Wrestling and do you care about what that interim champion, TNT champion is? No. You care about Hangman Page. When you go over to Titan Towers, you only care about Brock and Roman. You don't care about what challengers are going. You only care about the big dog, and the big dog is the alpha. He is the king of the castle, the emperor over the land, the lord of TBW.
But you see, if I was to retort on what you just said, a lot of fans go to these events to see the other wrestlers, not just the champion Triple J. Because think about it, if they don't get behind a certain individual, then the champion has nobody to face. They got to have a hero or somebody they believe in. Do you not agree? Because what you're saying, and maybe I'm misunderstanding here. Maybe it's just the way that I am because my hearing ain't so good as it used to be. Yeah, you can make fun that I'm old, but you're saying that the TBW roster, myself included, don't matter. The only person that matters is Daniel Cole.
And that's true. He's the man right now. And that's okay. It's okay to only have one guy ruling the roost because it's the right thing to do. It's the proper thing to do. You really think Ledger deserves to be anywhere near that spot? Gage is past his prime. Atomic is nowhere near to be seen. Little Mike just came back. We're not going to thrust him in. Hell, I'm pretty sure even the commissioner has thought about giving himself a world title.
Daniel Cole came in and said exactly, bums.
Yeah, they're all bums. They're bum little sheep that will continue to pay to see him, despite all the complaining and bitching and moaning they do online. And I see this shit on Twitter, on Instagram. They get upset. Where's our world champion? You'll still pay because you're mindless sheep.
Well, if I was to kind of go back between, yeah, I mean, obviously you chose Daniel Cole because you believe that he's the next big thing of TBW.
And that's a damn fact.
But I mean, what about somebody like Hogzilla? Daniel Cole versus Hogzilla. How would that match turn out?
It'd be a job fest of the stars as he kicks the fucking hog's ass and puts him on the cooker.
Apache Wrestling says Ledger poses the bigger threat, but I think Cole has a plan, and if he doesn't, I know Triple J's got this.
Ledger having a plan that I didn't know he was a part-time comedian. That was a pretty good joke. But in all actuality, that man can't put two thoughts together. You think he's going to have a game plan? The only way that man even thinks about sniffing near the world title is if he gets lucky. Because that's all he's been his entire life. It's just one lucky little bastard.
Joshua Allen is gracious with his presence and says, well, it's the jackass himself.
The one and only can't be duplicated.
You think Joshua Allen is a Triple J and Daniel Cole fan?
I'd say so. He knows where the money's at. He knows what brings butts and seats.
So let's go to the contract signing. The contract signing was supposed to be the three guys in the main event of season finale, but Daniel Cole's nowhere to be found. He signed the contract, but where was he that day? Where were you?
It was a business meeting. I could easily explain that. I was suspended because the board of directors can go soak on a fat one. And with Mr. Cole, he was taking care of some prior business obligations. I mean, we're wrestlers, but we're also businessmen, and we need to make our money.
Right.
So we've been lining up some new merch deals, and they just have to get the hell over it. If they don't like it, they can go somewhere else. Oh, wait a minute, they won't. Once again, sheep.
Right. That I hear you on that one. Um. So in this main event, do you think it's going to come down to really just Gage Flair and Ledger, or do you and Daniel Cole's going to let them just beat the hell out of each other, or do you think and then capitalize on the situation, or do you think Daniel Cole is just going to clean house and walk away and retain his title that night?
I can make a promise on that.
Can make a
That man is going to either A, Sister Abigail, both of them, pin their corpses on top of each other, or grab both of their ankles and make them tap out at the same time. My client does not care if it's a triple threat, a fatal four-way, a 20-man battle royal. He will viciously murder every single body in that locker room.
Now, you know Gage Flair, and you know him firsthand. You've been in the ring with him. Talk to me about that night when you had the bravery to stand in the square circle with the Nature Boy, and when he came out to the ring, you had to have felt something. Were you feeling excitement? Were you feeling, goosebumps? Were you scared? Were you nervous? And talk about the match a little bit to me. Because what I was watching when I was sitting at home, he was beating the hell out of you.
And he couldn't put me down. See, that's the thing. I can take a beating. I've taken beatings all of my life. And I was still standing. He was desperate, trying everything in the book to put me down. Dirty tricks, aces up his sleeve, but it just wasn't enough. The mere fact that he took 10 to 15 minutes to beat a guy like me, it was proof right then and there that he was going to fall to the alpha eventually.
Really?
And in All Hallows Mania, what happened? No pedigree. Sister Abigail. 1, 2, 3.
Yep, that's right. And I was watching that. I was there that night. I remember seeing that. He shocked the world. Nobody thought that the kid had it in him, but he pulled out the upset. But a lot of people say that if it wasn't for you sitting at ringside, then old Daniel Cole wouldn't have that golden belt that he's got right now.
To the people that say that, I can report with this. I didn't do a damn thing in that match. I let my client do what he does best. Duplex City, bitch. Sister Abigail to the depths below.
Bren comes in and says, Triple J, a.k.a. the best promo in TBW, in my opinion. Yay, that's very hard.
Only TBW, I'm kind of offended. Don't you mean the best promo in all of hell? Not just backyard wrestling, but in wrestling in general. MJF, never heard of him.
Maxwell.
Good old Maxine.
There's only one jackass. Well,
and there's no one else that could do better.
So now you had that match with him, and then you had a match with Ledger. When your client was unable to attend, you had to go into a match one-on-one with the other number one contender to your client's World's Heavyweight Championship, Ledger. What was that like? What was that like for the Jackass?
Once again, same story as the Nature Boy. Pulled out all the stops. My heart still kept it ticking. My body still kept it going. And that match is actually funny because he couldn't even beat me when I was at 50% because I was unjustly attacked by the commissioner, and yet he wasn't suspended, fined, and nothing. Shows you what power can do to a man. Makes him go a little crazy.
Do you feel Russell Cooper is maybe out to get you, or maybe he feels threatened by you or your presence because of your wisdom and your, you being the advocate that you are?
He's always had it out to get me ever since I stepped foot in this company because he knew as soon as he was no longer in charge, I was going to take over. I was going to lead this company in the right direction, give it the proper growth and nurture that it needs. Not this flamboyant Elton John wannabe look-alike masquerading as a competent manager.
Man, I can hear you there. I definitely do. Is there was there ever a time that you saw Russell Cooper and you thought of him as I want this guy on my side, or has it always been just something bitter there that you just can't stand him?
I've always hated him.
You've
I
always
knew deep down inside this man is nothing but a malicious little rotten bastard, putting on a happy face for the fans. I swear some nights he's more deceptive than I am, and it takes an awful lot to do that.
yeah. So in a couple of weeks, we're going to see season finale. We're going to see season finale 5, probably the best card of the year, the best show of the year. And I want to ask Triple J some predictions on the show. We obviously know you
And my
might be
predictions on
thinking,
money.
what is your prediction on you and Russell Cooper? Are you going to destroy Russell Cooper, or do you think it's going to be a fight?
I'm gonna choke him out like the little bitch he is, and he
Are
deserves
you,
nothing else but suffering. I
now,
will
is there
do
going to be?
whatever I can within my legal means to hurt that man. I'm sorry, not that man, that little boy masquerading as a man. Just alongside the kitty table with Ledger.
um, you think Daniel Cole's going to have any part of this match?
No offense to him, but I can take care of this little bastard on my own. I don't want him throwing his hand on lesser prey. He needs to be focused on his world title match, and he knows it. So he will respect my wishes, and he will not be attending with me at ringside.
So a lot of people, with that being said, are wondering if you do, become victorious in your match with Russell Cooper. Is Triple J going to accompany Daniel Cole in the main event in the triple threat match ringside?
Most definitely. I'm always going to be there for my clients.
Well,
I wouldn't be an addict if I didn't.
according to Russell Cooper on my podcast, he said there ain't going to be no way that you're going to be able to go to ringside because he's either going to ban you, but he said that won't even be necessary because in his words, he's going to beat the living crap out of you and you won't ever be able to walk the rest of the night. What do you have to say about that?
Oh, how I wish I could be like him and be a big old dreamer. And then I realized what reality was.
Man,
Reality is, he isn't going to touch me at season finale. I'm going to mop the floor with this little mop hair pea brain bastard. I'm going to choke him out so bad, it's going to rethink about his fetishes.
there you go. Hey, and that's admirable coming from your part. And that I can't wait to see the match. I can't wait to see the match, hands down. I don't care. I care less. Y'all beat the living crap out of each other because I like to see violence. James Taylor's about violence, and you'll see that. So I guess going to let's do Chris Nitro versus Manny Cobra in a tables match. Who do you got and why?
I've got Manny simply
Man,
because I'm loving his new attitude. His why do I need friends and companionship when I can just focus on myself and get the job done my way? It's a killer instinct I haven't seen in quite a while, and it's very fun to watch, and I think that'll give him the edge over Nitro. I just don't feel like Chris Nitro has, like I said with Titan, that killer instinct. He's a
the killer
soft
is
man, little boy, and man, he's going to pick him up, and he's going to put him through some plywood.
nice. I kind of going for Manny Cobra myself. I think he's going to hit that cutter. I've been in the ring with Manny Cobra. He is no pushover. It took 3 stunners to take him out, but I did what I had to do to get the job done. I see him going over in this match with Chris Nitro. Chris Nitro, no offense to you, but Manny Cobra's. I think he's got your number. Speaking of WEF guys, though, we got the Destroyer with the welterweight championship on the line going against Lumberjack, and Lumberjack is defending. Your thoughts on this match and who's going to come out the victor? Is Lumberjack going to retain or is Destroyer going to be the new champ?
I feel like it'll be a swift, easy retention. Not really much to talk about here. It'll be a good probably 10, 15 minutes. Lumberjack retains.
Short and sweet, isn't it? Right to the point. I know that you got a lot of other things that you pay attention to, and that I respect. So let's talk about Mr. FedEx, man, Atomic Titan and Little Mike. You said you think Little Mike's got it. Why do you think Little Mike's got it? And do you think it's going to be a squash match for him, or do you think it's just straight revenge and he's going to torture him like you're going to do Russell Cooper?
I don't think there'll be much in the way of torture because they will beat the hell out of each other. There will be blood, there will be sweat, and there will be tears shed. It's going to be violence, and it's going to be a horrid car crash of reality. And the reason why I got Little Mike going over is just because of the experience in hardcore matches. Anything where rules and litigations are not applied, this man has the it factor. He was a former Bloodsport champion for a reason. The man imbues violence to the most carnal degree. And I just don't think Titan has it. Once again, soft. A little boy playing in a man's world, and he's going to get that unfortunate reality check at season finale.
Gotcha. Damn. Those are some bold predictions, and that hey, you're hitting the nail right on the head, probably, for all we know. I can't wait for season finale to see this match and see a lot of these matches. Next on the list is the United States Championship. Joe Anderson is going to defend the United States Championship against the Fat Asian Party Animal. And Fat Asian is a former two-time World's Heavyweight Champion. In my eyes, I think Party Animal's got this match. It's going to be rough for him, but I think he's been on fire a little bit, and I think he's going to pull out the victory. But this isn't about me. I want to know, what is your thoughts on this match?
This isn't going to be no squash match. And honestly, this is going to be the first time I shock you. I don't know who's going to win it, honestly. You have a very momentum-heavy Party Animal ready to probably hopefully celebrate afterwards with a few joints and a few bongs and some nice Bacardi. But there's just something about the Reaper that just entices me. A soulless, lifeless man who is hell-bent on carnage and shows no remorse, no empathy. It's intriguing.
Yeah.
But if I am forced, held to gunpoint to pick a winner, I'm going to say Party Animal gets it just by a bit.
There you go. Nice. Well, how about, we know what your thoughts are on the main event. Clearly, it's going to be Daniel Cole in your eyes. You see, if James Taylor was to pick, I would say that I think Ledger's going to pull out the victory. No offense to your client, but I think your client's too green to really understand what's really on the line, because he does not, Triple J, and I quote, he does not have to be pinned to lose his title in this match.
And the commissioner knew that, hence why he booked it as a triple threat. He's trying to screw both of us. And when it comes to Ledger winning, sorry, but I'm not going to put my money on a man that is disappointed more times in the ring than he has with women. It's just not going to happen. And if you fall short again, history will repeat itself.
Atomic Titan saying Triple J bringing in more views than that Peter guy. The god of PWF, Peter Richards, was my number 2 guest on the Nemesis sessions, and he's saying that you're bringing in more views than him. Isn't that some shit right there?
Bringing views and I'm bringing money. That's all I'm good at.
You got 10 views on it right now. 10 people are in here live right now. Your champion, Daniel Cole, says the only thing green is my bank account, old man. Watch your mouth when you speak of greatness. I guess he's talking about me, and let's go ahead and talk about me. My match with Anthony Steele in a street fight. I know what's the outcome of it, but what do you think's going to happen in that match? You know, out of curiosity, what does Triple J and Daniel Cole think of this match between the Nemesis James Taylor and Anthony fucking Steele, which is, I'm sorry to the main event, it's going to be the match of the night. It's going to be the match of the year.
I wouldn't say match of the year, and I definitely wouldn't say match of the night with my clients on the card, but Anthony Steele, I think he's just overhyped and overrated. I just don't see the it factor in a man that Not very good on the mic. Has a weird strange obsession for the color gold. And I just don't think he has a killer instinct. And I mean, you're going to go over. It's the simple fact you're going to beat his ass.
I appreciate that. I respect that. Were you there that night when you saw me defeat Gage Flair? 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the ring, or were you?
I was not there in attendance, but I did get notifications from some of my colleagues in a meeting, and I was very impressed, to say the least.
Like I said, not that I need your opinion or not, but I appreciate the honesty right there. Speaking of the god of PWF himself, he said, just wait till after this is done and see how many people keep coming back to see it. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
he's an old
Who?
rival of mine.
Who? Who is he? Exactly.
He's
Look, I think on camera that the only thing you need to stay focused on is me and my money and my mouth because my mouth is gold and I can cash checks.
Dang. James Anderson is asking, what's Triple J's plans for 2022? Season 6 of TBW. What is Triple J's plans?
While my client continues to run roughshod over the world title scene, I think might take a gander at taking that U.S. title. Party Animal comes and wins it, and I just rip it from his hands after I choke him out, and then we just be the biggest 1-2 punch in this company.
Do you think this is going to be the year of the Cole, the Alpha Daniel Cole? You think this is the year of the Alpha Daniel Cole?
No, I'd say more or less it's a year of broken bodies and broken ankles.
Dang. Anthony Steele thinks that Daniel Cole is a joke. Anthony Steele told the world that if he was to ever step in the ring with Daniel Cole, he would bitch slap him. What do you think about that?
I'm
That's
sorry,
that's
but we
that's
don't.
Anthony Steele.
I'm sorry, Mr. Steele, but we don't associate with little boys and irrelevant former superstars. We deal with the here and now. To get your ass in the back of the line and fall before these.
Understandable. Apache Wrestling saying it's a toss-up between Ledger and Cole. Flair is not being. I guess Flair is not winning. But he thinks it's either Ledger or Cole, 50-50. Your thoughts?
Still don't trust Ledger in main event title scene. Seeing too many perfect pieces of evidence to show that he just can't be trusted with it. When it comes to Mr. Flair, it could happen, but you got to think. How much gas does he have left in the tank? How many tricks can he pull before they start becoming mundane and commonplace? I just don't think he has what it takes to beat either one of them. And he definitely doesn't have what it takes to beat my Alpha.
I hear you there. I hear you. Now I got a really good question for you that somebody is asking right now. Atomic Titan has asked, can you take us back to the confrontation between Major Wentworth and Triple J?
News is going to get brought up. Damn sponsors getting pissed about this shit.
Oh, so I guess you don't want to talk about it.
Oh, we can open up that can of worms and I'll eat it for dinner. So, some certain viewers thought of what I said about the military regarding Mr. Wentworth was uncalled for, rude, and disrespectful. And to those, I say, take a packet of razor blades and stick them up your ass because I don't really give a damn what you think. I'm going to continue watching this show. Whether you say you don't is irrelevant. Like I said earlier, mindless sheep, you'll follow and follow and buy and consume. And when it comes to my comments about the military, I stand my ground. Cowardly men invading other countries for pointless resources that are going to come useless and extinct in about a couple of decades. It's a damn shame. Because you see, World War I and II was justifiable. Cold War, yeah, Russia's a pretty scary threat. But the Vietnam War, the Gulf Coast War, and the war in Iraq, this wasn't needed. It's just floods me.
I hear you. I mean, hey, and everybody's entitled to their opinion, and you very well have yours. Peter Richards is saying Josh knows what's best for business because Josh said Peter Richards is greater than Atomic Titan. They're not even comparing to Daniel Cole.
and that's their mistake. You bring some bum like Titan into the equation. Hell, he shouldn't even be on the damn chalkboard.
Apache Wrestle wants to know: do you and your client have Twitter?
When it comes to Twitter, I don't, but I have been in discussions with some of my PR team that having a Twitter would be best for business. I do have an Instagram though. You can follow that at Triple J TBW.
Peter Richards says, "Yawn. I thought this was about wrestling, not a history lesson." Oh.
The old fossil comes out of retirement soon, and you can take them back and shove them up your ass.
Oh shit! This is some good stuff. Let James
History lessons
Taylor.
are very needed.
Let James Taylor ask you a question. What are some dream matches that Triple J has to see for Daniel Cole in 2022?
Now the easiest one would be is my Alpha mopping the floor with Kenny Omega and just slap the lips off of MJF. But if we're talking more in TBW senses, I feel like a match of the party animal, champion versus champion, would be a very nice thing to see on a main event, a Rampage, or headlining a pay per view.
That'd be interesting.
Would be bad to run it back again.
Yeah. What about actually before we finish that? Let's talk about the Beast making his return and attacking both you and Daniel Cole with a baseball bat. Do you think the Beast is out for blood to take out Daniel Cole?
If I was a betting man, he would. Problem is, he's not going to get a chance because we'll just invoke our rematch clause on that nice, ripe little ankle. Nah. What?
So whenever Beast does make his return and he's official and he's coming for Daniel Cole, I know he is. Is Daniel Cole going to be overcome by the Beast, or will Daniel Cole remain victorious and remain the alpha in TBW?
The only way Marcus could beat Alpha in any capacity would be a pie eating contest. Or, I'm sorry, a buffet eating contest, sausage eating contest, anything that involves food and buffets. This man will conquer anything. But when it comes to the in ring, the beast just doesn't have it. Who knows? Maybe his ankle might snap again in the ring. Who knows?
Everybody that's in here, hit that like button for Triple J right here. Everybody hit that like button. Let's get these views up. God of PWF, Peter Richards says, "What's your fascination with things going up other people's asses?"
Why are you bringing up is my question. Do you have something you want to tell the class? I mean, we're sharing group. Do you want to admit that you like it up the poop shoot? Then go right ahead, buddy. Get this bum out of here. Go back to the Mesozoic era.
Joshua Allen saying Cole and Jay fears the Beast.
The only thing I feel is going to Walmart and seeing that there's no more pizza because the beast bought it all up. That's the only thing I fear.
Wow. Wow. Short and sweet. Short and sweet.
Don't mention anything about sweets around them.
James Anderson, what would be a dream match for Triple J?
Yeah, that's easy. I want to get my rematch against the Nature Boy and bring that old fossil and ass whooping that he has coming.
There you go. Looks like BCW saying Daniel Cole versus Max Chaos. Let's make it happen, TBW. That's a can I'm not going to touch, but hey, this isn't on the TBW channel. This is on the Nemesis James Taylor's channel. I mean, who knows? That's between TBW and BCW. Daniel Cole, I guess his client is saying no.
It's the same thing with Steel. We don't accept challenges from bums. We accept relevancy and true superstars. I don't even know who the fuck this Max Chaos is.
God of PWF, Peter Richards says, "You said it twice in 10 minutes. Just didn't know what kind of podcast I stumbled into. And I'm younger than you. Flap gums fast, maybe run the treadmill a little faster."
I'd eat you alive for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you little bastard.
Now, mind you, Peter Richards is a 5-time world heavyweight champion in his career.
And I give him a 5 times ass whooping. What else is, what are you saying?
Well, James Taylor is an 11-time world heavyweight champion, soon to be in 2022 a 12-time world heavyweight champion.
If you got the gall to step up to my client, go right ahead.
I never said nothing about Daniel Cole.
You are still on this fascination about Ledger winning. Let me break it down to you with simple math. Last year, Ledger came up with an L, a big 0. What do you think is going to happen this year? Exactly. A big fat L for a loser. Because people like him don't get to be world champion. Psychopaths don't get to have a nice, happy ending. They get to belong in the insane asylum where they're meant to be.
So you're saying that you wouldn't see a match between the Nemesis James Taylor and Daniel Cole?
I was referring to Ledger. I'd be more than happy to see y'all two go at it. Ledger doesn't deserve to be world champion.
I
And I'd
understand that
rather
about
slit
Ledger.
my wrist and hang myself up on a noose than seeing that
What?
maniac, that clown be a champion, especially world champion.
Maybe I can agree with you because I've only had a little taste of Ledger in the Rumble, and he met the wrong end of my shoulder. But that's another story. But humor me. A match between the Alpha Daniel Cole versus the Nemesis James Taylor. That screams money. That's superstardom right there. What is
That's
your
the minimum
thoughts
WrestleMania
on if
usually.
that possible scenario was to happen? What does Triple J see happening in that match?
20, 30-minute brawl to the death where my client comes out on top. Bodies be
Well,
broken, limbs be torn, and minds be torn asunder.
well, make no mistake about it, Triple J. If Daniel Cole was to step in the squared circle with the Nemesis James Taylor, you're getting the nice guy right now. But if he was in the squared circle with James Taylor, he's standing over in one corner, I'm standing in the other, somewhere in the middle, some jackass referee. Hey, I don't care if it's 5, 10,
Bobby
15, 20,
Kevin,
30 minutes.
Kevin B. Bomb.
I would drop that man on that little fat stack of dimes he calls a neck. I'd turn his lights out, and you'd be looking at the next champion. Sorry, that's just the way it is. But I know that match isn't right now. But I am every single thing that I say that I am. But let's go ahead. We're going to take the attention off of me because this is your show. Now, with all due respect, sir, I want you to understand that your client came in and says, "Who is Max Chaos? Men don't wrestle, boys, BCW." Wow.
Like I said, the only reason why this individual is relevant because we just said his name. That's the kind of power that me and my client have. We can bring you to the island of relevancy, and we can just as easily suplex you off of it.
There you go. Peter Richards said, "Is this a challenge or a dream of yours?" I guess to what you said earlier.
It could be whatever you take it, Fossil Boy.
Ledger is living a fantasy. The only good thing about his career is being Matthew Joseph's student.
I wouldn't say student, more lapdog, if anything, but the attempt was there, I guess.
Peter Richards said Ledger has shit more talent out of his body than Daniel Cole has ever tried to have.
I'm sorry, how many world championships has this individual won?
5. That's
I was
four.
referring
That's
to
four
Ledger, sir.
more. That's 4 more than your client.
Oh, no. I was referring to Ledger this time, good sir.
Oh,
Ledger, a 0-time world champion, a failure. Oh, in how many in world title matches?
you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I go based off science, facts, and numbers. I don't live in fantasy land. I live in reality. Sorry that Ledger can't get his head out from his own ass to figure that out. The little boy needs to wake up and go eat his milk and cookies and
Damn.
stop drinking booze and smoke cigarettes with his daddy.
So season finale's coming, and then after season finale, according to you, you and your client are going to be victorious. So what's gonna happen in TBW after season finale for you, man?
We're gonna live a life of luxury, finest wine, tastiest champagne and cigars for ours the eye can see. Because no one, and I repeat, no one is going to dethrone my client.
Well, according to Peter Richards, he wants to know. So when he put the emphasis on when Ledger does win the championship, will you admit you're wrong about him?
I guess we'll see if he wins. And that's a big if.
Atomic Titan wants to know what is your thoughts on Gage Flair?
I respect the man, but he's still got an ass whooping coming for what he did to me a few months ago. I'll give the man this. The guy is a vet, and he is a legend. But I'm still going to whoop his ass
He's
next
a
time.
he's a vet and a legend. So what do you think of James Taylor as a veteran and a backyard legend?
I respect what you've done for the business, and I appreciate it. Just don't screw me or my client over. You won't incur my
You
wrath.
realize the road that your client walks on, I paved the way for him. And I'm still building. Do you realize that James Taylor and guys like Gage Flair, hell, even Peter Richards and Anthony Steele, mostly James Taylor, I'm going to have to be a little arrogant. I'm just, the only reason he's champion is because I've allowed it.
You didn't allow anything. My client earned that championship by beating another man senseless, throwing his body like a blow up sex doll, which is what Cooper probably uses to get off because he can't get a real girl.
Damn. Okay, fair enough. James Anderson wants to know if you could have another client, who would it be and why?
Unfortunately, I'm not going to answer that. Actually, I might tease a little bit. There are a very select few people that I have been scouting ahead to bring into the fold of Johnny J Enterprises, and let's just say the Reaper might be coming and knocking.
Oh, okay. Atomic Titan says Ledger is a conflicted individual. That Joker persona ruined him and is hilarious. Ha 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 ha.
I think he was mentally broken long before he donned on the white and green and red.
Man.
The fact that this man still has a job, let alone a world title match waiting for him, is a testament to how piss poor of a job Russell Cooper's done as commissioner. But we don't have to worry about him in that spot anymore once I turn him into a vegetative state.
If Russell Cooper was watching this right now, what would you say to him?
Enjoy your last few weeks of not being in a wheelchair because I'm about to send you to the nursing home in one.
Apache Wrestling, my three favorites are Cole, Ledger, and Woo Gage Flair, so it's not the end either way.
You always put Cole before anybody else, and I respect that.
Yeah, yeah. So there it is. There it is. Triple J in 2022, it's going to be a big year. I think it's going to be bigger than 2021 for TBW. There might be new talent. We don't know. But you say that you and Daniel Cole will rule TBW for the year of 2022. I mean,
Think
is there anybody that you think is going to be on y'all's level?
only time will tell, but as it stands right now, Mount Everest sits all alone with just us two on top. There might be a few people etching, trying to carve their names in immortality, but they have to fell a god before they get that right to do so.
Well, never say never is the three famous words in all of wrestling, especially backyard wrestling these days. After season finale ends and James Taylor defeats Anthony Steele, which I appreciate you saying that you're pulling for me in that match. The very first Rampage of 2022, the Nemesis James Taylor decided that he's going to open the show, pull out a steel chair, sit in the middle of the ring, and wait for the world's heavyweight champion to meet him face to face. What's your thoughts on that?
You sure you want to blow that low that quickly? I mean, on an episode of Rampage, the world title,
Well,
you
it
say
wouldn't
that.
matter. It wouldn't matter if the Nemesis was blowing a load or if he was just doing what he saw fit. Because you see, there's nobody that tells James Taylor what to do. He does what he wants, when he sees fit. And there can't be nobody that can stop me. There's not one person, not one individual on that roster that could stop the Nemesis, and not even the little Alpha, because to me, he's just a puppy dog where I'm a tyrant king and nobody is over me. Plain and simple.
I guess we'll have to see next year if that statement of yours holds up true.
I can't wait either. And I hope
But
to, I hope, I hope that Daniel Cole retains that World's Heavyweight Championship because he's on a pedestal, but I'm the guy that rules that pedestal. And I would just like to see exactly if he's truly the alpha and the next big thing, or if he is just the next big bitch. That's all I got to say about that. Not to ruffle your feathers or anything, Triple J. Like I said, I respect you. You got a silver tongue. You're a silver tongue devil, and I respect the hell out of you. But your
and
your
I would
client
sell
your
my
client's in for
family
a rude
soul.
awakening. Huh?
And I would sell my family soul if it meant to make a quick buck. When it comes to Russell Cooper, I honestly don't care what happens to his comatose state after I'm done with him. It could be carted off, sent to the morgue. It could be in a hospital for the rest of his days. I really don't care. I just want to inflict as much carnal punishment upon that man, and I will leave his scarf a bloodied red.
I hear you. Peter Richards said, did he call Cole a god?
The god of the backyard wrestling circuit, yes, sirree.
Oh my
Should probably get that
goodness.
printed on a T-shirt. I can make money off that.
Oh
Save
my
more
goodness.
money.
Anthony still dropping in and saying hello.
Oh look, hey buddy, we're talking about wrestling, 18 and over.
Josh said, Titan, shut the hell up. This isn't about you or for once, thank God above. Oh, now why? Why, Triple J? Why does Daniel Cole feel that he needs to say, you're an old man that will be put down like Old Yeller if you cross me? I would hate to assault an elderly man, but I will, Jamie boy.
I teach my client well. Oh, it's beautiful. Brings a tear to my eye. You see, I would cry, but that would show that I'm human and I'm above that. Humans are poor people, and that just makes me sick to my stomach seeing poor people.
Well, real quick, I'm going to have to address your client, Mr. Triple J, real fast, real quick, and I'll make it short and sweet. So listen up, champion. You are the top of the mountain right now. You're going into the main event of season finale, and you got a lot to prove to Gage, Flair, and Ledger. And if you retain, which I kind of hope at this point now that you do retain that title, I'll be at Rampage on the first show of 2022, waiting in the ring for your little scrawny puppy dog looking ass. And I dare you, no, I double dog dare you to go up to the Nemesis James Taylor that close and say all that garbage to his face, because I don't think you can, because I think you're running scared, punk. And you want to know what's going to happen if you do? I'll drop you like the bad habit that you are. And that's because there can't be no other way. Now, I apologize for getting a little ramped up right there, Mr. Triple J. But Peter Richards wants to say,
Cute.
well, you know what? Do you have any response to what I said?
Think about the battle before you dream about a war. Worry about Steel, then you can, once you take care of him, you can have all your hopes and dreams of grandeur at the Alpha.
Gotcha. Okay. Don't worry about Steele. I'm going to drop him bad too. What I do to Anthony Steele is a sample of what I'll do to Daniel Cole. Now, Triple J and his goons is standing on a kingdom built on top of sand, and here soon a nice little wave will come and wipe you away. And that's according to Peter Richards. Oh no, we lost him. Let's see. We'll have to wait for him to come back. With age comes experience and respect, and I can gladly say I respect James Taylor and everything he's done for backyard wrestling. Thank you, Joshua Allen. I appreciate that. Daniel Cole said, James, I have ruffled your feathers. I thought you were staying professional. Hey, listen, kid. You're a great guy. I am professional. I'm being 100% professional. Maybe I was just getting a little amped up because your client was advocating an ass whipping, but he's lucky that he's not 5 feet from me, and that is okay. Oh, here he is. He's back. Now, there's Triple J. We lost you there. You got hacked again. Triple J and his goons is standing on a kingdom built on top of sand, and here soon a nice little wave will come and wipe you away. Your thoughts?
Oh no, low tide come in, boys. It's going to tickle my little feet. Cute.
Joshua Allen said, with age comes experience and respect, and I can gladly say I respect James Taylor and everything he's done for backyard wrestling. Your thoughts?
No lies to say that I respect what you do, but just remember, when reality comes a knocking, don't leave them hanging.
Daniel Cole said, James, I have ruffled your feathers. I thought you were staying professional, and I answered this earlier. I am staying professional. I was just a little ruffled up. Hey, it ain't no big deal, but we'll see what happens in 2022 if James Taylor ever crosses paths with Daniel Cole. That's fine. We'll talk more about that later on down the road. God of PWF, Peter Richards said, poor internet quality with a poor quality manager.
The poor quality manager that rakes in more money than you could ever think, working at your bum Pizza Hut looking job in a lifetime. I make money moves while you make supreme pizzas.
Anthony said, look, none of y'all can beat me, and like me, and said, can't wait to go face to face with the Alpha. Cole.
That involves winning your match at season finale, and that involves you actually being relevant in the main event scene. Stick towards a 24/7 title. That might be more your speed.
Oh, shit. What, to Anthony Steele?
Yes, sir.
So, not trying to annoy you or nothing, Triple J. It's awesome to have you here. Do you have any questions for me? I've been asking all the questions, but you, being the smart mind that you are, do you have any questions?
If you were to somehow, not within, you fail to beat the world title, maybe you go after the party animal for the U.S. Would that be up your speed, or is top prize the only thing that matters to you?
Are you asking like to me?
Yes, sir.
Let me pave the way. The world title is the be all end all in this business. It doesn't matter what match I'm in. I don't take nothing as a demotion. Actually, as you can see, since I've been here, James Taylor doesn't need a title to be irrelevant. Everybody wants to face me because my name is already established in this business. 11 times I've held the World's Heavyweight Championship. I haven't held it in TBW. No, I know that. But when I do win it, I will be a 12-time World's Heavyweight Champion in my illustrious 22-year career. I've been doing this longer than Daniel Cole's dad having an itch in his pants before he was born. So I know a thing or two, and I've had many, many men step up to me, look me dead in my eyes, and tell me that I was nothing to them and they were going to defeat me. But look at me. I'm still here. I'm still standing. Do you see any of them? No. You know why? Because I've beaten them all. Every single man they put in front of me, I've beaten them all. That little mountain that you and your clients stand on, I've buried bodies underneath that mountain. That's the only reason that you're sky high right now. That's the only reason that you're anything right now. Ledger or Gage Flair even is probably, in my eyes, going to defeat Daniel Cole. And Daniel Cole will be humbled the easy way if he just stays back and lets them do their job. Now, if he wants to do things the hard way and he wants to show the alpha that he is, I admire that Alpha Cole, Alpha Daniel Cole, is the athlete that he is. He is kind of a super athlete, is he not? He's very
I've heard that
explosive in the ring. I've seen that man. He's very explosive in the ring. And I'd like to see what he does in this main event because I've got my eyes on this main event. Damn sure do. And like I said, and I'll end it here, I respect y'all. I respect him. But if I cross paths with you and we're in that squared circle in a ring, 20 feet by 20 feet, I am daring Daniel Cole to look me face to face and say all that garbage to my face. If he's a true alpha, and he does, then I will respect him for that. But until then, I'm just going to stay back.
Actually, I got another question. Speaking of the Nature Boy,
Yes, sir.
what happens to the old man once he fails to capture the world title? He'll be barred from contending for it ever again. You think he would just, retire, live a easy, restful life?
You're you're asking uh, about. Say that again.
What
You
I'm
broke up.
basically asking is, you think Gage will just hang up the boots after he fails to win the world title?
No.
Because the stipulation sticks true. He loses. If he does not walk out at season finale, that man is barred from ever contending for the
Gage
TBW world
Flair.
title.
Gage Flair is the dirtiest player in the game. You know that. You've seen it firsthand. So is
Thank
Daniel Cole. Daniel Cole did get the victory. Admire him. I've beaten Gage Flair as well. Gage Flair is not an easy man to defeat. I get that. I don't think Gage would be done. Gage, I think he'd find a way. He would find a way to be back in the main event picture. He might go in that mid card title for a while and put some talent over, but you can't ever count him out because he puts eyes on the product. He puts asses in seats. I'm not going to take away anything from Gage Flair because I don't think he's ready to put it up yet. I know that the Nemesis James Taylor damn sure ain't, and James Taylor's been in it a little bit longer than Gage Flair. And I know if I'm still going, I can damn well bet that the Nature Boy himself, two-time World's Heavyweight Champion, and I respect the hell out of the man. I don't think he's done yet either. He's got a lot to lose in this match, but don't count him out because if he's the veteran that I think he is, just like I am, he'll find a way. Don't underestimate him. Just because he's old, that just means that he's wiser than what you think your alpha is because your alpha has a lot to learn, Mr. Triple J. Oh, speaking of which, Gage Flair came in and said, Triple J, you just need to focus on Cooper and not me. I'll hang up my boots when I'm dead in that ring or on top of a woman. Woo! Speak of the
Mr.
devil,
Flair,
there he is.
I appreciate you looking out for me. I really do. But I don't need to worry about the commissioner. because I know his biggest weakness. The man is going to attempt to try to tap me out with a sharpshooter. I can definitely sense that in his eyes. He wants to try to humble me. A pinfall will do him no justice. But if I take away that lower body strength, that man will have no opportunity to put me in such a precarious position. And once he can't fight back and he is hobbling on his knees like he is used to backstage, and how he got the job, I could just grab him up by his unconscious carcass and just choke him out, put him to sleep, end his suffering, make
Uh,
the pain go away.
Apache Wrestling says, "Woo!" Now, I have, because this is something we've been doing on the podcast as of late. We have special guests that sometimes drop in for a little bit. This show is about you. This is your show. This is your episode, Triple J. Don't make no mistake about it. And I know I've been a little rough on you, and I apologize, but you got to understand that the Nemesis stands his ground. But I got to let you know that there's a guest that's here tonight that wants to speak with you just for a little bit, and then he'll leave, and then it'll be me and you again, and then you can end the show the way that you see fit, because this is about Triple J tonight, is it not?
It's the Johnny J Show 24/7.
There you go. So allow me to introduce my guest who has always wanted to meet you face to face, and for the first time ever, ladies and gentlemen, my opponent at season finale, Anthony Steele. Anthony Steele,
Ah,
well,
ah. What's up, Triple J?
Playing women and playing bottles.
Slaying women, slaying bottles. Alright, man. The mouthpiece of TBW. Alright. Finally, I get to meet you. Uh, I somewhat see what the hype is about. You know, I can see you do got a mouth on you, but so do I. Uh, I came on here to talk to you about something. I
Right?
got the most valuable question there is. If Daniel Cole loses the title at season finale, what does that do to his career? What does that do to Triple J and Daniel Cole?
A minor setback. We'll take it again at the next big pay per view because we only compete at the big stuff. We don't compete in small leagues. We don't compete in small little shows. We go for gold or we go for nothing. We will take back our world title and we'll right the wrong in the universe, and life will keep turning.
Okay, so let me ask this question. All right, Daniel Cole's been in the ring with Ledger and Gage Flair, correct? Right?
Yes.
He's got a victory over Gage Flair. I do believe to win the World Heavyweight Championship.
I have to point
And
out one thing before you say something. Did you know, Triple J, that Ledger had actually had Daniel Cole defeated that Rampage, but if it wasn't for Gage Flair, he would be the world's heavyweight champion. Your thoughts, and then I'll let you two speak again.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda, but Destiny made sure that the script stayed the same.
so my question is, it's kind of a question I got asked earlier on my show. But let's switch it around to the main event. If it was still a triple threat, if it wasn't Daniel Cole versus Gage Flair and Ledger, what do you think would the outcome be if it was Daniel Cole, Anthony Steele, and James Taylor?
The outcome would be the same regardless of which opponents are in there. Two meaty carcasses meant for the alpha to destroy. You could
Are you
change
sure about that?
you could change the stipulation, hell you could change the venue for all I care, but the outcome is still the same.
Okay. So with that being said, how could you say that knowing that he's never faced a guy like me. He's never faced a guy like James. He's faced Ledger. He knows what he's capable of. He's faced Gage Flair. He knows what he's capable of. But when you step two people in there that Daniel Cole's never faced before, well, history speaks for itself. Daniel Cole kind of tenses up in the match and gets scared and doesn't know what to do. Now, the biggest question is, since you are the mark of the mouth of TBW, you do talk a lot of shit, but obviously can't back it up. If me and you were face to face in person, what do you think would happen?
I'd slap that shit-eating grin right off of your face and you wouldn't like it.
You'd slap the grin off my face?
Just like
Triple
little Mike
J?
weeks ago.
Triple
Ooh.
J.
Hold on. Hold on. Somebody decided they wanted to say something, Anthony. Gage Flair says Nemesis is going to whoop that swamp ass.
Gage Flair,
Woo!
I'm glad. I'm glad Gage Flair didn't have the balls to show up to my show because he knew that he'd get destroyed on the mic with me. Gage, you want to know the why you're running your mouth in here? Is so you can have more relevancy coming to the main event of season finale just to get your ass whooped by Daniel Cole and Ledger again. So
Damn.
maybe instead of worrying about my match, maybe worry about that this will be the last time you go for a World Heavyweight Championship. Now back to the relevant people. Triple J, you're in a match against Russell Cooper, a guy I have faced. I'm not going to take anything away from you, but I'm not going to take anything away from him. That dude has busted his ass since coming in here and competing, and he's faced me, a guy that has 5 years of wrestling experience.
I didn't even know you even had a show. Ooh.
You want to know why you didn't know I had a show, Gage? It's because you're too busy trying to find women that don't want you, and you're stuck up on your phone playing your games more than anything relevant. The only time Gage Flair is relevant is when he's getting his ass kicked by another superstar of TBW.
Joshua Allen said that Gage Flair is greater than Anthony Steele.
Joshua Allen, you talk so much shit about me. Dude, you say anyone's better than anyone just to get your fucking not get your ass kicked by the other person. So, no.
This
Again,
is what
Triple
it's
J.
like, Triple J.
Triple J, trust me. When I get on this bitch, there's controversy everywhere. I proved it in my show. I proved it in every other one that I've been on. Now, what's your key?
I want to see Gage on here with Triple J because he lives rent free in Triple J's mind. What's your thoughts on that? From Peter Richards, Triple J.
It sounds like to me I also live rent free in your mind, buddy, because I've only responded in self defense. You've been instigating every single comment ever since I came on this podcast and made it 100 times better. Do me a favor. You might want to fix the water. It's leaking again, and I don't really feel like paying for utilities this month.
What is your strategy going against Russell Cooper?
But
Honestly,
immobilize the man, lower his capability of lower leg-based offensive maneuvers, cripple his legs, send him into a comatose vegetative state where he has no choice but to give up. I don't have to worry about the upper body. The man's weak in the arms, limp noodle, the chest.
Y'all hit that like button while y'all are watching this now. For Triple J, y'all hit that like button for Triple J. Joshua Allen says, "Nah, as you say, big fella. I call it like I see it still."
Joshua, the only thing you call our matches behind a commentary desk any goddamn more because you haven't been able to be in a ring legit for more than 5 to 10 minutes. Shoot, I've seen Russell Cooper go in a ring longer than you, and he has more experience, bro.
Maybe Joshua Allen's just that much pulverizing. He knocked somebody out real fast with that jam choke slam.
No, Joshua Allen just doesn't have it in him anymore. Shit, he's getting He's getting booked less than Triple J, and Triple J just came in here.
Well, that's
Shit,
because
Triple J's more over than Joshua Allen is right now. That's speaking a lot.
Are you trying to provoke Joshua Allen?
Hey, when the shoe fits,
Underestimate him.
when the shoe fits, James, the shoe fits. Now, Triple J, what happens if you lose to Russell Cooper at season finale? What happens if you tap out? Tap
I
out,
can
not
promise
get
you.
pinned. What happens if you tap out to Russell Cooper?
Triple J, Anthony still's been in the ring with Russell Cooper, so even though Anthony beat him, he does know what Russell Cooper's capable of. So you might want to talk to him about it a little bit. And before you do, Gage says, all seriousness, the match between Nemesis and Steel is going to be a battle. Definitely something that Nate is looking forward to watch.
To be honest, I'm looking forward to the main event. When you have the world heavyweight champion Daniel Cole, who has came a long way since August of 2021. I've seen his debut match all the way until he beat Gage Flair for the world heavyweight championship. He's intelligent. He used smart against strength and speed, and that's what Gage Flair has and Ledger both have to look after. But at the same time, you got Ledger, the winner of the Raging Rumble, and Gage Flair, a guy who has been world champion not once but twice.
Well, Triple J, do you want to pick Anthony's mind at all about maybe some tips to go against
You don't even
Russell
have to
Cooper?
pick the mind. I'm gonna tell you exactly what you got to do. Count this as a benefit into your match. You want to know what Russell Cooper lacks? Go for the chest. Every time I smacked the shit out of that chest, it weakened him and weakened him and weakened him. And I'm gonna tell you this other thing: his jaw is as loose as a New York prostitute's pussy.
Hey, to answer that question that someone asked earlier, James Anderson, if you were to pick another client, I think Anthony Steele should be your client.
I
I'm
mean,
gonna need a larger sample size for I to consider that.
Oh man,
I mean,
Peter Richards said. So what do you say if Triple J wins his match but Cole loses his championship? What do you have to say about that?
We'll take a 50-50. We'll come back, rest in the off season, revitalize, then kick the living shit out of whoever took the world title from us and bring it back home.
what's up, Titan? What's up, Titan? By the way, you know, all right.
Tri-
Here's a good question. Bouncing off what James said.
Triple J calls your partner, OTK partner, Atomic Titan, a FedEx driver.
Hey man, I understand. We're in a pandemic, still reunited because people don't know what mask mandates are. They think it's a joke or a diaper to some people. So I understand. He needs a part-time job. I get that. But once again, you don't steal the packages; you deliver them.
My question to you is: you've seen what I'm capable of, and I'm gonna bounce off what James said. If you, what do you think would happen if your client Daniel Cole teamed up with Anthony Steele?
Wouldn't be that bad of an idea, actually. But we're got to focus on the here and now, and the here and now is my client retaining the world title. And after that,
Understandable.
but bringing it back to Russell Cooper, you watching, buddy? I'm going to treat you like every other person treated you back when you was younger, like the little bitch you are. I'm gonna smack you around and make you humble. I'm going to treat you like the government treats poor people. I'm gonna evict you out of this fucking company.
Damn. This person says, I think Triple J can take Steel.
Uh, people in their hypothetical scenarios. Hear it
WEF
now,
is in
folks.
the
We keep it
house.
hearing now.
WEF in the house saying, what's up, everyone?
Oh, shit.
All right, here and now. Honestly, Triple J, what are the top 3 matches for season finale? Top 3.
The world title match, obviously.
Josh Hopkins says,
Steel.
my prediction is Triple J wins the world title in 2022.
It could be a possibility. It could be a possibility. If the board of directors were to ever reinstate the Tennessee State Classic, there is my in. There's my chance. Because the commissioner won't be around this time to screw me over. But back to Mr. Steele's question, the top 3 matches in order would be the triple threat. Actually, I hate that word, it's kind of taboo. The 3-way dance between 2 gladiators and a psychopath in a clown outfit would be the top on the list. The second would be you two beating the ever living dog piss out of each other, and then me rendering that little golden haired bastard into a lifeless comatose state.
So with that being said, you
No
think
mistake. I am going to kill Russell Cooper if it's the last thing I do. That man does not deserve to be pinned or tapped out. I am going to commit manslaughter in a professional ring.
so? What you're saying is you think that thank you for putting me and James in the top 3. But you think your match is going to be better than Atomic Titan versus Lil Mike, Fat Asian versus Joe Anderson, and Destroyer versus Lumberjack for the welterweight championship.
It's going to be better because this is going to be the first instance in wrestling history where a man has been killed in a ring. I will be making history. I will be a genre defining athlete as I take a man hobbled, battered, and bruised, and I just tilt him over the edge and send him into the great beyond.
Josh Elvis has a better chance of releasing new music than Triple J does winning the
All right, they're in the chat. I'm going to go night night. Ah, anyway, back to talking about relevant shit.
One last question, and I want an honest answer, and I'll leave. Who do you think? 3 people. Just need 3 names. Who do you think the 3 people that are signed at TBW right now has the best chance of beating your advocate, Daniel Cole?
Mm,
Interesting.
Steel, Nemesis. And I'm going to throw a wild card, and I'm going to be brutally honest. Joe Anderson.
Interesting. You don't think Ledger? Because Ledger had his number at that Rampage, but Gage Flair screwed him over. If Gage Flair didn't show up, your client would have been 1, 2, 3 down on the mat, and Ledger, your new world heavyweight champion.
And it would have been the biggest disgrace in backyard wrestling history. The man needs help, not a championship. Maybe when he realizes that, when he gets his ass kicked at season finale, maybe we'll go to a psych ward where he belongs.
Patchy Wrestling says respect, but Gage Flair and Ledger is greater than Steele and Taylor.
If this Apache Wrestling is Apache King, which I have a lot of history with this subscriber, if this Apache Wrestling is Apache King, weren't you just sucking my subscriber dick about 2 years ago, saying I was the best damn backyard wrestler out here, homeboy?
I
Dude, you
said,
switch up more than Joshua Allen switches underwear, homeboy. God damn, I thought there was a lot of controversial shit happening in TBW, dude. There's a lot of controversial shit happening in this dude's mind.
let's focus. Let's focus on Triple J. Triple J, I'm going to ask you 2 serious questions. One, does Daniel Cole fear Anthony Steele?
The only thing man fears is his own mother and God himself.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Number
I
two.
don't need him to fear me. I just need him to know when I step in that ring with him, he's looking for a fight.
Number two. James Taylor versus Triple J. How would that turn out?
Easy. I would come on top because I am your king and you will respect me as such.
You're very confident, but you are defeated indefinitely, and TBW have yet to actually win a match.
Wait,
Ah,
I got a better matchup. Triple J and Daniel Cole versus James Taylor and Anthony Steele.
And we could have
You
the we
you
could have
ever
we could have the FedEx driver as the special referee.
you ever heard Cole? An enemy of my enemy is my friend.
I think that'd be a
Odd
very
pairs most of the time work pretty damn well. See, you got the Miz and John Cena. You got Triple H and Stone Cold. Shit, you had Undertaker and
The
Shawn
Rock.
Michaels at one point. The Rock and Stone Cold. Dude, I'm not taking anything away from your client, but his measly, what, 5 months of wrestling versus my 5 years, I would crush your client. I would break him to pieces. And if you have something to say, if you happen to get on that apron like you love to do with your 50-cent cigarette sticking out of your mouth, I'd kick you just like I kicked James Taylor out of the Rumble. And I'd make sure that cigarette goes down your throat in the process.
You kicked me out of the Rumble because you blindsided me. I was in a little battle with Ledger. You shove him out of the way and blindside me in the side of my temple.
It is what it is.
You couldn't do
You
it.
were
You couldn't do it
eliminated,
face to
bitch.
face.
You were eliminated,
And it was
motherfucker.
jealousy because I threw your ass out of the ring just as fast as I did Russell Cooper, which, if that was Triple J in his place, it would have been the same damn thing for his sorry ass, too.
Actually, you want to know something, James? You know, this is one thing that I've never seen on a podcast of yours where someone actually tells you where how it is. If James Taylor faced Triple J or Daniel Cole, one, you tap out to Daniel Cole, and Triple J would flatten you like a pancake.
I'd take both them men in a handicap match with one arm tied behind my back, and I'd beat their ass.
You have a better chance sipping the Gage Flair than beating Triple J and Daniel Cole, homeboy.
Yeah, this was put the money where the mouth is. TBW do
Actually,
make the
you,
shit happen, and I'll show you I ain't no pushover. You're gonna find out, Anthony Steele, at season finale when I put my size 10 boot in your fat fucking ass and knock them stupid, rotten little Mickey Mouse tattoos off your chest. You're gonna be crying and whining, wishing that Triple J was your advocate.
you want to know something? Because I've heard that a lot. And this is something, this is talking directly to you, Triple J. People like to say I talk a lot, which I do. Which I do. And so do you, 110%. If me and you went toe to toe on the mic, well, you might as well call it what it was when Daniel Cole and Gage Flair happens. An annihilation, dude. There's one thing you're good at, and that's talking to jobbers any way you want, aka Russell Cooper. But when you get on a mic with a pro like me, and shit, I'll even, not even to boost his fucking ego higher than it already is, when you get in a mic with James Taylor, there's things that you don't understand about this. You're green and still wet behind the ears. We're professionals at this. We've done this for a very, very long time. And Triple J, that ain't knocking you. Like I said, you are who you are. You try to back it up as much as you can. You can back up your mic skills, but barely in the ring. So I'm gonna sit back. I'm gonna watch a match with Russell Cooper. I'm gonna sit back and watch the World Championship match unfold. And I'm gonna see that finally when your client did some talking, let's see if he can back it up. You do a lot of it, and so far it's came out to be bullshit. So the biggest question I have, and I'll leave it at this: the Triple J and Daniel Cole sign checks that their ass can't cash at season finale, or is Triple J and Daniel Cole actually gonna do what they say they're gonna do and both pick up a W at season finale?
Well, Anthony, I'll let Triple J respond, but then we're gonna let you go.
Oh, I was waiting. That's all I said. I need that one answer, and I'll head out.
Russell Cooper, dead. The triple threat, the three-way dance, two dead carcasses for the price of one, served a la Alpha. We're taking dubs like we take your women.
So he's a chef now. Is he gonna cook a nice meal for Anthony Steele, James Taylor after our match at season finale?
I guess we'll be serving you both suplexes in Suplex City. You can order them a la carte too.
God,
Hey, like your client said, he'll see me around, and I'll definitely be seeing both of y'all around. 2022 is the year Anthony Steele gets his hands on Daniel Cole.
I don't know if they're gonna be able to see you around. Well, you're not gonna be able to see them really, Anthony, because I'm gonna be swelling your little peeper shut when I'm done with you.
Listen, you have a better chance of regrouping PWF and making it a bigger name than it once was than beating me, James Taylor.
And I guess you have a better chance at buying half of NGJPW and trying to make that name irrelevant too than you do beating my ass.
I mean, I've already made NGJPW relevant. As you see, I'm the most relevant NGJPW superstar there is.
And that's why PWF keeps getting thrown around like it's the best thing ever because James Taylor was the owner of it, still the owner of it. It's only on hiatus, and that's why it's the biggest talk in the history of promo wrestling. So there you go, Jack. Now,
We're gonna
back
have
to
to see.
the show is about Johnny Jackass Jamison. There he goes. The Donald Trump. Uh-oh. Triple J. Where did Triple J go? He froze. Darn it. Well, Preacher still. The Donald Trump came in. What is Triple J's body count? Well, maybe he'll come back. Is he there? I don't know what happened to him. But that was a damn sure interesting altercation. First time ever that James Taylor has met Triple J face to face, and first time that Anthony Steele has met Triple J face to face. Anthony and James Taylor have never met Daniel Cole face to face. I wonder how that would turn out. Whether he's champion or not is irrelevant. But hopefully we can get Triple J to get back in here and we can finish this out. And I think he's back now. There's the man. There's the hour right there. I'm glad you're back. We lost you for a minute. I think Anthony tried to hack your account. The
Oh
Dark
look.
asked, what is Triple
Ooh.
J's body count?
I've had, let's see, how do I put this? I've had more sex in a lifetime, multiple lifetimes, to whatever Atomic Titan could dream of, whatever the Nature Boys dreamed of. Look, the dirtiest player in the game ain't got nothing on the silver tongued jackass to catch my drift.
There it is. Peter Richard said, Preach it, James. The God will one day grace TBW and give it something to work harder to outdo, and that's my debut. Wow. I don't know. My debut was pretty impressive. Uh, Not to blow smoke up my own ass. Now I seen Daniel Cole, and he fought the party animal in his debut, did he not? You see, as
That Gold Rush tournament.
as great of a debut as that was, when the Nemesis showed up, he made an impact in his debut. He didn't have to have a match. He just went out and whipped someone's ass, plain and simple. But hey, That is what it is. Triple J, this is your show. We're going to wrap it up right here with this conclusion. And again, all due respect, I want you to be able to say anything that you want to any of your future opponents, to Russell Cooper, the state of Daniel Cole. If you have a question for the Nemesis, or if you have a question for the TBW universe, or a statement, I want you, this is your floor, this is your spotlight. The floor is yours, my friend.
All right, I need to get a few things off my chest. I appreciate you having me on the show, but this is where the jackass takes control. Mr. Cooper, enjoy your last remaining moments of being able to walk, being able to go out and get a nice jog in, to smell and touch and feel things. Because once I am done battering you around, your ability to smell, feel, touch, sense, and see will be torn asunder. And as for Ledger, get yourself some help. Stop. Stop trying to live this facade. This cruel reality will teach you that you were never meant to be a world champion. And the sooner you learn that lesson, the better. As for the Nature Boy, I have respect to you, but your time has come and gone. The old guard must be brought out, and the new fresh blood must be brought in. And as for the universe, I can rest assure you that I will not submit to an Elton John wannabe. And that's a Johnny J guarantee.
Well said. Well said. Do you have any other questions that you'd like to ask?
None that I can think of.
None that you can think of. That's absolutely fine. Triple J, Johnny Jackass Jamison, my fellow operatives, I thank you for tuning in to the Nemesis Sessions. Triple J, would you consider coming back on the show in the future for the future of TBW?
I'd come back here any day of the week. But the next time I'll be back up here will be with victories and championship on my shoulder and championship on my client's shoulder.
Do you believe, or do you know, if Daniel Cole would come on the show with you, or if he would just come on the show by himself anytime? He's more than welcome.
I'm sure we can get something arranged. He can free up something in his schedule. Seeing the family shouldn't be as important as building your stock and portfolio.
See if you can make it happen, because I think before season finale that the TBW universe would love to see their champion one last time before he loses, retains his championship. Honestly, in all respect, they'd like to see the champion. He's a champion for a reason. If he's the champion of TBW, then the TBW universe should see their champion. Do you agree?
I most definitely agree.
Maybe you can make it happen, because you're his best friend and y'all talk. So I think it would be great to see that. And I guess I'll just leave it at that. The future of TBW is in Daniel Cole and Triple J's hands. And we're going to see what happens at season finale. This is the Nemesis James Taylor. My guest, Triple J, Triple Johnny Jackass Jamison with his guarantees. We will catch your asses down the road. And that is because there can't be no other way.